Hi guys, welcome to the video on form filling for CUET 2022. I am Karthik and I will take you through the entire process of form filling in as much detail as possible and hopefully answer all your questions around the form filling. So let's get started right away. So the screen that you are seeing right now, that's the starting screen for the form filling. You need to go to cuet.samarth.ac.in. Once you are on that screen, this is how it looks. If you are here for the first time, you need to click on the register button that you see on the right hand side of the page. Once you do that, once you click on register, this is what it opens up. Okay. Very first, very importantly, you need to click on the information bulletin, download that, go through it in as much detail as possible. Don't miss out any page, and then only go ahead with the form filling. So before I take you through the form filling, I am also going to take you through very few but important steps from the information bulletin. So yes, this is how the bulletin looks like. It's a long 109-page document. I'm going to take you through the most important pages in the information bulletin. Okay, so this is how the cover page looks like. The Common University Entrance Test. These are the participating universities. And then I take you directly to the important dates page number 7. So 6th April is when the form filling started and it's going to go on till the 6th of May. The 6th of May, the applications will close. Okay. The dates exactly they have not announced, but they have said that it's going to be somewhere in the first and the second week of July 2022. Very important, it's going to be held in 2 different slots, which was communicated earlier. First slot is going to be 195 minutes and second slot is going to be 225 minutes. The timings of the slots have also been mentioned. And at multiple places, they have said that the slots may be held on multiple days. So it's safe to assume that you may not have to sit through the entire day of testing on a single day. Yeah. Next, we go on to the application fees. If you are applying for slot 1 and if you are a general category student, the fees is going to be 650 rupees. If you are OBC, it's going to be 600. If you are an SC, ST or a third gender or PWBD, then it's going to be 550 rupees. If you also opt for slot 2, then it's going to be double of what you've just paid. This is what you must have already gone through. This was released almost like a week or 10 days earlier. Yeah, the pattern of the exam. So it's just to take you quickly through this. It is going to be section 1, 2 and 3. Section 1 is languages. Section 2 is the domain specific tests with option of 27 subjects. And section 3 is going to be general test. Okay, then I take you directly to page number 26. Again, the top of the page says exam will be held on multiple days in 2 slots, morning and afternoon. Examination structure, here is what they have they specified about the marks. So language is, a 50 question test, out of which you have to attempt 40 questions. Each question will be marked at 5 and the total marks is going to be 200. Okay. For the second section, which is a domain specific section, again, you need to attempt 40 out of 50. Again, each question is going to be 5 marks. Therefore, it's a 200 mark test for each domain subject also. General test, there are 75 questions out of which you need to attempt 60. Again, per question, it is going to be 5 marks and therefore a total of 300 marks of general test. Very, very important is the note at the bottom. 1 mark will be deducted for a wrong answer. So remember that there is negative marking. So you cannot be reckless and you cannot be just, guessing your way out of the exam. Moving on, the note, these few points are very important. I thought the most important point here is the point number 6. Candidates can start with any of the tests to which they are admitted, scheduled in that slot. There is no sequence in which the tests are to be taken within each slot. So once you are in that exam hall sitting after having finished all the formalities, all the tests that you have registered, you can actually pick and choose the sequence in which you will want to attempt. So you obviously should start with your, forte, your stronger area, and then move on gradually. So for the how to attempt the strategy video is going to be a separate thing. We'll deal that in a separate video. So yes, I think this is good enough. Let's now quickly delve into the actual form filling. So you go back to the cuet.samarth.ac.in page. This is the page. And you now scroll down at the bottom, read through these instructions. These also talk about the photograph and the signature and all those. If you have been applying for other exams, you must have these ready. And if not, please read this carefully so that you have all of these documents ready before you start filling the form. Just to take you through very, very quickly, this is the list of the things that you need to have ready. You need your photograph, signature, class 10th certificate, and category certificate if available. If you are a person with disability, then you will need a person with benchmark disability certificate also. They have clearly specified the specifications of the photograph. So make sure that your photograph and the signature matches these specifications. So we already discussed the payment thing. So we are going to go ahead. And I now click here to proceed. This is exactly what you have to be careful about. Before you click here to proceed, this is what you need to tick, that you have downloaded the bulletin, read it, understood it, and then go ahead. Great. So we are in the form. So the first step, if you see on the left, these are the broad 3 steps that we are going to follow. Applying for online registration, then filling the online application form, and finally making the payment. So we start with the registration form details. First is obviously your name, candidate's name. Very, very important is this instruction. Do not miss this. As per the class 10 certificate, whatever sequence spelling your class 10 certificate shows, please keep it exactly as it is. Then you go on to enter your father's name, mother's name, guardian's name. Then you have your date of birth, gender, nationality, identity type. So identity are the options that you have are these: PAN card, school ID card, passport, voter ID, ration card, and whatever. So whatever you think you'll be able to carry in original, please select that. Then is the address where you are currently staying. So they have very clearly demarcated something called as present address and something called as permanent address. So if you are, based in some other place but are staying in a different place, the current place of current residence should be put here, and your permanent residence should be put here. Finally, you are asked to choose a password. Please make sure that you choose a relatively difficult password, but not very difficult. You can't afford forgetting it every time. So 8-character password, and you need to select a security question. Once you do that, then you enter this CAPTCHA image, and then you finally click on submit. So I hope the first step of online registration is clear. Once you are done with the first page of the online application, this is the review page. So whatever you have filled, it is going to show you the same thing. You are quickly supposed to go through that and make sure that you have filled everything correctly and have not missed filling out anything. So just quickly go through your personal details, the present address, the permanent address, the security question that you selected, and finally, whatever things that you can get verified from your name, father's name, from the documents that you are able to upload, you need to click on these. And finally, make sure that you have actually gone through that. And when you click here, it means that you actually verify that the name that they are showing is is absolutely correct. Date of birth is absolutely correct. Father's name is correct. Email address is correct, and so on. So you obviously need to tick on each and every box here. And finally, you submit and ask them to send the OTP. Once you receive the OTP, you are supposed to enter that OTP here and the CAPTCHA image, and then finally click on submit. Once carefully and successfully submitted, this is the page that you will see. You see that the first point is shaded. We have finished with the registration. We are now going to go ahead with the application form. So you see a message, welcome the applicant, you can apply and track whatever. Very, very important is the application number. Please make sure that you note this application number somewhere. Okay, you will require this in all your future communications. Once done that, please click on continue to application form. So once the application form is opened, the name and the date of birth will be filled, and then you start filling in the other details, which is starting with the category. So the options are general or unreserved category, OBC category or OBC with non-creamy layer, the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and the economically weaker section. So whatever category is applicable, you need to click on it. If you are a person with benchmark disability, then you need to select this yes, and accordingly they will also ask you to then submit a certificate regarding that. For now, I'm selecting this as no. Okay. Father's name, father's qualification is what you need to select here. Let me select father's qualification as graduate. Father's occupation, let's say, is business. Mother's name is already here. Mother's qualification, let's put it as graduate for now. Mother's occupation, again, let's put it as business. Guardian's name, you might want to skip it. Annual income, let's say I select the first possible option. Are you twin? I say no. Domicile state, okay, I say Delhi maybe. Are you diabetic? I say thankfully no. Place of residence, let's say I call it as urban or semi-urban. Mode of preparation, this is self or individual tuition, online coaching, and all those things. Let's have self. Medium of study in the qualifying examination, this is important. These are the language options in which the papers will be put to you. Okay. For most cases, I'm assuming it will be English, but you can also choose to take the entire CUET in any of these languages. Okay. So I am choosing English for now. Then there is the present address. Click if it is the same. So I click that. Quota and category, do you belong to below poverty line? Thankfully no. Are you a Kashmiri migrant? I say no. Are you a ward or defense personnel? I say no. Claim for NCC quota, obviously if you are, you say yes, or if you are not, you say no. Sports quota, so if you want to have seats in particular colleges later on applied, when you apply to these colleges, you may want to select yes. For now I'm putting this as no for simplicity. University employee, is my parent a university employee? I, for example, say no. Okay, so this is what I fill up, and then I click on save and I try to go ahead. So again, once done, you will again see a kind of a review page with all the details that you have filled so far. So you again need to quickly go through this, and then you proceed to the next section. In case there is something wrong, you click on the edit personal details, go back and start filling it once again. So this is where we are asked about filling our educational details. Okay, so the result status, this is for class 10, sorry. So class 10, obviously, you better have passed class 10. Passing year, let me select as 2020. Qualifying examination, obviously has to be 10th or equivalent. Place of schooling, let's say urban. Type of school or college, government aided, let me select Kendriya Vidyalaya. Qualifying examination country, India or outside India, both are okay. Examination state, let me put it as Delhi. Examination district, let's say I say New Delhi. Okay. Board name, I want to select CBSE, so I say CBSE 1, CBSE International, or let's say normal Central Board of Secondary Education. School and college name and address, so you need to type your school college address, the pin code, roll number, and everything. Then moving on to class 12th. So class 12th, you all of you who have just been or are going to take your semester 2 exams, you will be appearing and not passed. If by whatever reason you passed your class 12th last year and are applying through CUET this year again, only then you select passed. Remember that if you select passed, you will obviously have to put all the result marks also. Whereas if you put appearing, you will want to skip that part. So again, qualifying examination has to be 12th, place of schooling urban, type of school Kendriya Vidyalaya, examination country India, examination state I say Delhi, examination district I had selected New Delhi, so I select that same again. Board, I will again select Central Board of Secondary Education. Yeah, and again I fill in my school and college name and details, and then I save and go ahead. So once you enter your school name, roll number, and result mode, you enter as percentage and grade. If you enter percentage, this is what crops up. You need to enter the maximum marks out of which you were graded and the marks obtained. The percentage will be automatically calculated. If you had grading a system for your 10th grade, then you select the maximum grade point. So the grade points can be, out of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So you select that. If you select out of 10 and then you say your CGPA, and CGPA equivalent percentage. So whatever you select, grade or percentage, you will have to fill 2 or 3 additional details of your 10th standard results. And as usual, once you are done with that, you will again come to a review page where you are supposed to quickly go through your educational details, whether this is a very important page. So make sure that you go through this very, very carefully for your school name, the school pin code, especially the marks of your 10th standard and on your 12th standard school details. Okay. Once you are through with that, once you are sure that everything is correct, you click on proceed to the next section. So this is what it brings to application form university program selection, easily the most important and the trickiest page in the entire form. Yeah. In the university name, all the universities who are going to accept the common university entrance test, that list populates here. Okay, so you select your corresponding university that you want to apply to. Okay, and then the program name will open. For most cases, I'm assuming I've just for like I have put all my details for Delhi. So I'm going to put University of Delhi for now. So I selected university name as University of Delhi, and then I select the program name. Obviously, all the entire bouquet of the programs offered by DU is going to be available here. So this is how the program list looks like. Let's say I want to select bachelor's. I don't know what would I want to do in an ideal world. Maybe social work. Chalo. Let's say I do BA honors social work. Okay. And once you do that, I need to add. So this is, once I add it, this is how it's going to show. I obviously can select multiple universities and multiple programs. So let's say I now select another university. What is a good university? Some other university. Let's say TIS. Okay, a very well-known college in Bombay, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. So it populates the programs for TIS. Let's say I want to apply to Bachelor's of Social Work here also. Okay, and I click on add for this. Okay, let's try to add one more university somewhere. Let's say Jamia Millia. Okay, so Jamia Millia, and for here, let's say I want to do BA honors in history. So that's what I do, and then I click on add. So these are the options that I selected. Okay, once this is done, you obviously will go to the review page as usual. So this is the review page showing us our universities and our programs. Once this is done, again you need to click on proceed. So remember, if you are a DU student who wants to do BCom, okay. So right now, remember, we are not into college selection. We are only into university and the course selection. So I'll select DU and I will select BCom. If I want to keep my options open, I may also want to select some courses around BCom. Okay, so I will probably select one more time DU, and let's say I open up my option for BMS or BCom honors or something like that. Or if BMS is my first option, my plan B can be BCom or BCom honors or something like that. So, choose your courses wisely. Choosing more course won't hurt at this point, especially because you don't know what your result is going to be. So it's wise to keep your options open. Great. So we go ahead and I click on proceed to the next section. Again, followed a very important page, followed by the another equally important page. Now I need to select the test paper and the actual subject selection. Okay, so the first slot I can take maximum of 4 tests. Second slot I can take maximum of 5 tests. Now, for what program, what tests should you take, and which tests, if you take, you'll be able to apply to maximum programs and all that is entire video worth of content. So we will cover all of that in a separate video, or maybe have list of videos separately. So I'm not going to cover that here, that if you are in field X, therefore you need to select subjects Y, Z and A. If you are in field B, you need to select subjects P, Q, R. I'm not getting into that discussion in this video, just to keep it short. So I quickly start. I show how the interface is looking. Okay, so I select one language. Let's say I select English. In the domain, let's say I select maybe accountancy, domain specific. Second, I select mathematics, and general test, I say yes. Okay, to keep my options open. General test, taking general test is not going to harm me. So I'm keeping my options open. For the second slot, you need to click on this and select not applicable in case you are not wishing to do it. Okay, you cannot keep it blank, remember that. So additional language also, I don't want to get into additional language, one more language, so I'm again going to say not applicable. Okay, domain specific subject 3, let's say I have maybe what, economics. Okay, let's have economics here, and maybe 4 and 5 I don't want to take. Okay, I want to take only one domain specific subject. So then I click on, I hereby declare the self declaration, and then I click on save. So yeah, as I told you earlier, you cannot keep it blank. So I select not applicable, and I select not applicable, and then I click on save. So the again, the review page, it shows whatever I have done. So now my entire CUET exam looks like the way that I have created for myself. It looks like I'm going to take English, accounts, and mathematics in the first slot, and economics, only economics, in the second slot. Obviously, as I told you, which subjects you need to select will depend on which courses you want to apply. DU also, I think 2 or 3 days ago, has released an entire list of college-wise prerequisites of, which college, which course will want which subjects. So please go through those in detail. We are in the process of creating videos for that also. So wait for that, and then fill the form accordingly. But as a general rule, make sure that you take as many subjects as you possibly can. Take the general test and keep all the options open, and maybe then when we are actually going to the counseling round, we can decide what exactly do we want, and where exactly are we getting basis our results. So I'm clicking on proceed to next section, and this is the question paper medium. So this is the language that I told you on the very first page, that you can take it in any of these languages. Okay, so for now I'm selecting English as my medium of instruction. This English is different from the language that we chose on the previous screen, that is the subject test. This is the medium of instructions. So here the questions, if you select Hindi, questions will be in Hindi, not about Hindi. Okay, so once you select the language, you then go to the center and the city preference. So because initially I had put an address of Delhi, okay, so this, so I am able to see Delhi and the neighboring states. Now the options that you see here is going to be based on what your current address is. So in the first form where we had put the present address, depending on the pin code we have inserted there, these field will be populated. So for example, if you put an address of Maharashtra, you will not see Delhi as an option. Okay, so be mindful of that. So let's say if I say Delhi here, and then I select Delhi, New Delhi, center city preference, Delhi, and Delhi. So I cannot select that. So make sure that you have different options. Okay, so let's say I select Haryana here, and I say Faridabad. Maybe I select Uttar Pradesh here, I say Greater Noida. This is what I choose for myself. So remember that this is going to be tied to your very first form, where you have put your current and the permanent address. So as usual, the review page, you quickly review this, and then you go to the next section. Very important is the upload documents page. Okay, once the you will have to upload a photograph, a signature, and a class 10 certificate. Okay, so coming on to the almost last page, uploading the documents. You need to, since I selected general category, this is what it shows for me to be uploaded. My photograph, my signature, and my class 10 certificate. So you need to click on the select file, and you need to select your photograph. Then they will say start for upload. So you click on that button, and once the uploaded, your photograph will show on the form itself. Same is for your signature and the 10th mark sheet. Once all the three are uploaded correctly, if they are not, they will immediately show an error message. You won't be able to go ahead at all. Once they are uploaded correctly, then you click onto the preview section as usual. Okay, and then you will be able to see your form with your actual photo and every detail that we have filled till now. All it covers, it's a very comprehensive thing. It covers everything that we have filled for now. Okay, important is the last step of verification, the particular checklist to be verified. So you verify your name, father's name, mother's name, educational status, everything that you have filled. You need to click on all of that. Okay, and if you think that anything is a problem and needs some changes, you click on update application form. Otherwise, you click on proceed to payment. Once you click on proceed to payment, it will take you to the payment gateway, and then you fill up and you pay according to whatever slots you have selected. So remember, if you are selecting slot 1 and slot 2, you need to pay 550 and 550. And if you have selected only one slot, the fees is going to be only 550. So I hope I've covered almost everything in as little time as possible, and I hope you will be able to go through the form filling process at least without any hassles. Once it's clear exactly which university, which colleges, which courses you have to apply, once that is clear, and hence the subjects that you have to take. So that's going to be the heart. So before you even start filling up the form, make sure that you are exactly clear which subjects you want to take, and make sure that you have all your documents ready. So yes, we come to the end of this form filling video. All the best, and do great at your board exams also and the CUET exams also. Thank you.